Hello, good morning. Got my big coffee. Good morning, hope you're all well. Good morning, Anne and Sue. This is a bit of a bonus week. The next round of coffee and card doesn't start until 2 weeks today, 28th. So yeah, it's a little bonus morning, well, half an hour. So thank you for joining me, because it's sort of a non-specific video, I suppose, live. So I thought I'd use the opportunity for the next 2 weeks to showcase a couple of the celebration items. And I've chosen today to highlight the Friendly Seagulls stamp set, which is this one. I will turn my camera around. And yeah, it's not gone mega busy celebration at the moment, but a couple of people have picked it. I've had a lovely order from a lovely lady in Scotland, in Aberdeenshire. So if you're watching, Alison, hi, who is a new customer to me and just had to have the Seagulls stamp set because they get a lot of gulls around where she lives. So it's the Seagulls. Those Seagulls have brought me in a lovely new customer, a lovely new member of our community, which is fabulous. So thank you. And she's on. So there you go, Alison. You've got your shout out there. So I'm making a card with the, you've probably seen the photo on my Instagram or my Facebook. So yeah, you got yourself a little shout out, Alison. Thank you again. So I'm going to share. I've made 3 projects with this, and I'm using the papers that we used in the coffee and card round that's just finished. Now, talking of coffee and card, bookings close today for the next round, which starts on the 28th for 6 weeks. And there's prices starting at £30, including postage, if you just want the papers. But if you want the bundle as well, it's a little bit more, but you get a free gift. So turned my camera around. Hopefully you can hear me. Oh yeah, Anne's asking me how the weather is, Alison. So the next round, let me move my camera down. And I think I might put the light on. Our weather's in Yorkshire's been quite extraordinary, really, because the snow and ice hung around for well over a week. Well, probably about 9 days. But today, I can only see little bits on the hills from the view from my craft room window, just little bits now. I can see green grass again now, so it's all melting. But yeah, hey Betty. So the next round of coffee and card, we are going all out spring colours, and we're using the Wildflower Birthday Suite, which, Alison, I forgot to say on email, I will pop you some catalogues in the post, which is on page 42 and 43 and 44 and 45. So there's a lot of examples here. So we are going to be making cards with these lovely papers, lovely colours. They are, as always, a lot nicer in real life. This is the stamp set, if you want the stamp set, and then the dies, and then the papers, but the papers are the star turn. So bookings close for that today, and I will put a link to my event booking website on the bottom there. Actually, though, I may need to change the booking date, because I moved the event, so it might not work if you try and book on. So I must remind myself to do that after. So yeah, I'm probably going to do a lovely fold out card like this as one of the weeks. So yeah, I've got a few examples. Well, not loads, but I've got some examples of cards made with the papers. So here we have there is a couple of cards there. We'll be doing one of those, and I will also be sharing with you how to make, and I shared this last week, these cute little envelopes and mini cards, which are my faves at the moment. So I'm making them in all the different papers and colours, but they're really cute and they're good to put a little bit of money in. So I love those. We like those. Well, I do anyway. So yes, these are the. This is the format, Alison. Normally, though, everybody has the kit in a bag. In fact, let me show you. So for Alison's benefit, normally I would have sent people out little packs like this that they're normally stuck down like that with the label on, and you get like week 1 to 6 and you get your bits for your cards in there. So you can have a look back on previous videos. They're all in my playlist, Coffee and Card. But today I'm going to do a little bit of Friendly Seagulls with you. So I've done another one of these cute little cards. I thought this is just nice as a lovely little, I think they're just nice as a lovely little note card. If someone's feeling a bit down, or, you know, just a little friendly, I think it's nice to do things like that. So yeah. Right. So I've actually used a colour that I've never used before. We've had it since last May, and it's Asia Afternoon, and this is the blue. It's a proper blue, and I've used it for the first time making these cards. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to cut 2 card bases. I might not make 2 cards now, we'll see, but just for the benefit of anybody, normally I've cut this up for people, but if I've got a piece of A4, I normally score it first and then cut once, rather than cut once and have to score twice. So I always put the card in my trimmer, portrait or vertically, and I'm scoring down at 10.5. So I'm scoring down the middle, and then I'm flipping it and I'm cutting at 14.8 and a bit, and then that's in half. And then we've only had to do 1 score and 1 cut, and we've got our 2 card bases. Okie doke. So I wanted to show you this one, and what I've done here is I was going to make this one with you this morning, but then show you how I've done this one. So for this one, what I've done is I've tried to minimise the products that I've used. And the great thing about the Seagulls is you don't need to have a lot of blends, and blends are our alcohol marker pens. You don't need to have a lot of colours. You can just get away with the greys and yellows. I have used the colour lifter just to lift a bit of colour, but I've barely coloured in the Seagulls. I've just coloured in a little bit of the wing. I coloured around the chest here, but I blended it out with the colour lifter. The only other colour I've used is I have brought in the blue to colour in the fries or the chips packet. What I love about this stamp set is they've realised that we call chips, not French fries. So it's good for US and UK. So there's I love you more than, and there's French fries or chips. So if you're a person who calls them French fries, you're good. But to me, I'm in Yorkshire, they're chips. So yes. So what I'm going to do first is I've got a little bit of scrap, and also I don't need loads of ink pads either. So for these cards, I've only used basic grey ink pad. Now, any one of my customers will tell you that my go-to ink pad is always basic grey as a starter. I don't like stamping in black. I find it a little bit too harsh. So I love a basic grey. And Alison, sorry I keep referring to you, but you're quite new to the paper crafting. If you look on my channel and you look on, oh, I've forgotten what I've called it. There's a playlist with a series of sort of how-to videos. In fact, let me see if I can see it now. And there's one telling you how to open the ink pads, I'm sure, and lots of basic things that sometimes we take for granted. So I'm just looking on my channel. It's called Top Tips Videos, and I've got 12 videos on there. So yeah, that's a good place, and they're all quite short videos, very short videos. Wonder how many coffee and card videos I've got in there. 236 apparently. Okay, so I've just stamped. Now I have re-inked my grey recently, so it does look quite dark. And all I'm going to do is I'm using Smoky Slate blends, and I'm just going to top tip. I'm just going to do a little bit of grey at the bottom, just a tiny bit at the bottom of that stripe on the wing. This is the darker one, and I'm using the bullet end. And then I'm going to use the lighter one, and I'm going over the dark one, blending it, and then pulling the ink up. And I should get a little bit of a blend, like a little bit of an ombre. It's only a small area to colour, so I'll just show you that. Yeah. And then you don't even have to do that. You could get away with just doing one. And then I'm going to use the dark Daffodil Delight. I'm going to colour the I'm going to say feet. I've forgotten the word. I do this all the time. Well, it is its feet. What do they call them? Don't laugh at me. I'm struggling this morning. I'm tired. I don't know why. The webbed feet, aren't they? Yeah. Okay, so I've just coloured that with the dark one. Now, the other thing I do is I take the light, and I might use the brush end, and I'm just going to do a little bit, I'll show you this, around the chest. Like that. But I don't like that because it's too stark. It's not blended enough. Okay, so what we do is, excuse me, we take the colour lifter, which is very useful, and we go, particularly paying attention to where the grey ends and the white starts, and we're just going to do little circles, and it sort of removes some of the colour and tones it down a little bit. It does make the card wet, and it will take a couple of minutes to settle down, but you'll see now that it's blended in, and it looks a bit more natural. I guess that's what I'm trying to say. Can you see the difference that's made now? It's not like a harsh line of grey colour. If you can see the difference and you like that, then please give me a yes, Julie, in the comments. But yeah, hope it just makes it look a bit more realistic, I think. Yeah. So I'm going to cut those out. Now, you might not like fussy cutting, so you might want to do cards and adapt them differently. I don't mind a little bit of fussy cutting. As you know, our paper snips are, in my opinion, the best scissors ever. I did have an incident where I did cut one of the seagull's webbed feet off, Well, it was hanging off, and so that was the one that was hid. It was hanging off like something you see on those programs that I can't watch, those accident and emergency hospital programs where someone dislocates their ankle and it's hanging off. I can't watch those things. I've donated a kidney, but I can't watch a program where someone's done that to their ankle. There we go. Now it's up to you. You can choose to go up there between its legs. And to be honest, if you're not hiding it behind something, I would always try if it's going to be on something other than white. I think this is where at this point is where I nearly cut it off. There we go. So that's one. I'm using this one because its mouth's open, like it's got things in its mouth. The great thing about this stamp set as well is the images aren't huge, so it's not going to take you a lot to colour these in, as I mentioned. And those people who prefer more of a simple stylistic card, then I'm not sure you can call Seagulls stylistic, but you know what I mean, that's a more simple card. There we go. So I've cut those out and I've still got some scrap left, and I'm going to stamp the little chips packet. Well, I've got 12 of you on, so thank you for watching. Please say hi if you're watching, because this is not a normal... Oops, that doesn't stamp very well. It's not a normal coffee and card, because that starts up 2 weeks today. So I'm going to colour in the fries packet, and I did do a little bit of blending, even though it's small. So I'm just going to do a little bit of dark Asia Afternoon at the bottom, and then I'm going to go over that with some light. Now you do really need another colour here, which I've not got out, because you need the burger. It's got a picture of a burger on the fry packet. I've called them fries, but these are fries really. When you go to McDonald's, say, they are fries, aren't they? Because they're thin. So I'm just going to use a pecan pie to colour that in there. And then I'll colour that in yellow so it looks like it's a bit of cheese. And then the fries. There we go. They're so small. I mean, don't sweat it over how you colour that in. Okay, so I'm trying to limit my supplies when I do these coffee and card videos. I want to show you that you can make nice cards, nice projects, and it doesn't have to be with a ton of supplies if you've already got the basics. So today I'm using one stamp set, I'm using one ink pad, and the stamp set is free at the moment until the end of February with a spend of £55. Now I know you think, oh, but this stamp set, if it were for sale, if it was selling in the catalogue, it would be £16 to purchase, at least, I would imagine, something like this. So I'm just using one set of dies as well, which are dies I've been using for ages. Oh man, look, I've actually got one already cut, and I don't know why. I've got one left over from my little crafting the other morning, so that's good. I'm using the Stylish Shapes. Now, these have been out a while. They're not actually printed in one of our catalogues, but they are online. Mine are absolutely trashed. Well, I say trashed, they still work because, look, the packet, they're all over the place. And I think I've probably lost one because last time I did this, I couldn't find all of them. But they're a really good one because they're a good starter set. And you get, I think you get 5 circles of different sizes. And what's lovely is, we all love this, they've got like a little stitched element. Can you see that there? They've got like a little stitched element around the edge. So you've got circles, you have squares, and then we have banners. I think this is where I've misplaced one banner, I believe. So, and these are very, very useful, these for greetings. So I think the £28 for all the dies, but honestly, I use them all the time. Oh no, I have found another banner. There it is. So I don't know if I have lost one, but there we go. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to cut out a smaller circle there using the wood effect paper. And I think I've got a little bit left over in my packet here. Ooh. No. You know what it's like, girls. We don't want to start a new piece. So we'll look at the scraps first. There we go. And I think all the Stylish Shapes will fit in the mini cut and emboss machine. Oh, that will be worth it, Alison. That sounds a good bargain. If you've got any questions, though, please do drop me an email. You've got my email now, won't you? And if you want to join us for the next coffee and card, then this is where we are every Tuesday. And everyone's chats on here like you are and gets to know everybody's names. I am actually doing a weekend retreat as well in April. It is in Yorkshire, but I have got some places left. Okay, so I've stuck that on there like that. And now I'm just going to stick my little seagulls on. So it's like this one is saying that I love you more than chips. And this seagull's sort of looking away as if to say, I'm not so sure. just tuck that there. Okay, now the greetings, oh, it's quite fun. So I was trying to work out how to do this, and I was going to put it all on one stamp, so I'm going to show you. So if you want to build, God, these blocks need a clean. When I've got a spare second, I'll be cleaning these. So we've got I love you more than, and then you've got French fries, obviously, or chips. So what I did was I used these lines on my board. Alison, oh, hi Kate, you got the oh, see you soon, Alison, thank you. Alison bought the glass mat, so she'll be able to do this brilliantly. So what I've done is I've lined up this I love you more than, and because of the excess rubber around this, I couldn't get it near enough to form like a sentence, and to look, the words weren't close enough, so I've purposely left a gap. So I've laid it down on my desk, and then I've popped my block and I've picked it up. Okay, and what you can do is, just like to give you little tips, ink that up and then test it out on some scrap. Yeah, so I've got a little bit of yellow here I could test it out on, and then you can see it. So I've got I love you more than, and I've got a gap, and I've done that on purpose. So what I'm going to do here is whenever I'm stamping straight onto the card like this one, I generally open it out so that it's not flapping about like that. Okay, I'm going to position this sort of roughly where I want it, but I haven't stuck it down yet. And I'm going to ink this up, see where I want it, and there we go. I love you more than, and I've got a basic grey marker pen, and I'm going to just then hand draw in some little dots like that, and it just looks like it's part of the stamp. Yeah, I liked that idea. I know it's not groundbreaking, but there you go. And the reason why I'll explain why I wanted to have both words on the block at the same time, was because then I've got more chance of getting it in the middle when it's all on one block. If I'd have stamped I love you more than on its own on a block and then chips, chances are I probably wouldn't have worked out it right and got it a bit off center. Does that am I talking sense? If that makes sense, then again, give me a yes, Julie. But yeah, I hope that you can fathom that. Thank you, Kay. And then I'm just going to stick this down here. Whoops. There we go. And there's our card. Now, I just want to, I've not got time to, it's 11, so I normally do half an hour. I just want to talk you through this card and how this one did come about. So I knew I wanted like a little sort of like porthole So I made this one first, and then this one came as a little bit of a offshoot of it. So for this one, I took a bigger piece of the wooded paper, and I took the larger circle, okay, and cut a hole. No, I didn't. I took the smaller circle. Yeah, I cut a hole there with the smaller one. Okay, and then what came out of that hole is what I've used on this card. All right, out of the centre. Obviously, I cut another one today because I'm making an extra one. Then what I did was I grabbed some of the crumb cake colour, the beige colour card. So for want of a well, let's do it on the blue and pretend we're doing it on the blue. And I placed the smaller circle on it with the larger circle just a little bit, well, just surrounding it, and you've got to get it dead centre. I took a little bit of washi tape, sticky tape, or any kind of sort of scotch tape that doesn't pull things off, and I ran it through my machine like that. And what you get is you get this little outer. You also get the small blue inner piece as well, but you get this little outer piece, which I then stuck over here to make it look like a porthole. I hope that makes sense. And then I stuck that around the hole that I'd cut in the papers, tuck the seagulls behind it, and then made these. Now these are supposed to be a bit like chips. I know they've got like a diagonal edge, but I've done it on yellow and I've done them quite narrow to be like a chip. And I've used this seagull who's got chips in its mouth. So I hope that all makes sense, and I hope that will inspire you to have a go and make that. If you want to learn how to do these small cards, then I will be doing these ones as part of the next coffee and card. So it'll be in a few weeks. I'll be sharing how to do the envelope and the mini cards. And it's dead easy. You can make 3 from an A4. Fabulous. Right. I'm going to put those away. I'm going to go have a cup of tea. And I need to go on my website, don't I? And I need to amend that thing. So if you do want to book on, it should let you now. So I will go off and do that now. What time are we on? Just after 11. So I'll be back next Tuesday, and I'm probably going to make something else. From the celebration. And I'll be honest, I like to use things that appeal to me, that I like using, because then I feel like I can do a good job. So it will possibly be, I may use the Pick a Season with the bloom papers, or I might use the fruity papers because I absolutely love those fruity papers. You know me, I love my papers. So, right, thank you, ladies. Thank you for watching. If you're watching on replay, please do leave me a comment and I will get back to you at some point. Have a lovely week. I think it's almost going to go up to double figures temperature-wise here, so woo, crack out the sandals. And stay safe and warm, and I will see you next week. Thanks for watching. Bye-bye.